Hello everyone, it's me Louie here, and as I spend my time doing absolutely productive activities like playing video games, or just browsing Twitter, or just sitting down and doing absolutely nothing, I was spending most of my time sitting down doing absolutely nothing in this exact same chair, just staring at an empty monitor that's not turned on. I ended up thinking about something, and that is bad dialogue. Like TV shows with absolutely horrendous dialogue, or movies with bad dialogue. And the reason why I ended up thinking about this is because of one game that in the news and a lot of people are talking about for all the wrong reasons, and that is Forspoken. If you don't know what this game is, it's a PS5 exclusive game that's going to come out soon, so they can finally give PS5 more games, and people can't just keep on saying that over outdated joke that the PS5 have more games. Well, now it has one more game that most people are going to ignore and not buy, because a lot of footage of people playing this game, of reviewers playing the game, or people taking footage of the demo are coming out, and it's absolutely bad. First, before I talk about it, this game is doing everything wrong how a game released. I think a lot of people know when a game is going to be bad because the developer will do certain things to make sure the full impact of the game isn't released. Like, one thing that they'll do is only give the game to selective reviewers, to people who, no matter how bad or how garbage the game is, the lowest that they'll ever get it is 7 out of 10. And they're not giving it to people or journalists who will actually give actual good reviews. And another sign is when they do give people review codes, they don't allow them to use their own footage. Like, the company will give them footage of the game looking absolutely 10 out of 10 and absolutely amazing with no glitches, and that's the only way they let you see the game. They wouldn't dare to let the actual reviewer to record their own gameplay so you can actually see how the game runs in real time. No, that's bad. And another thing why a lot of people are talking about this game is that this game ended up showing its spec sheet. For people who are not really deep in the game, or the people who, don't game on PC, when every game release, most of them like to have spec sheets to see like what your system needs to run the game, so you know if you have a system even capable enough to play the game. Now, this game ended up having some of the worst ones I ever seen. The bare minimum, like for you to get 720p, 30 frames per second, you need to have a 1080. And that's the bare minimum. Like, the game is barely gonna run for this. For recommended, they want you to have a RTX 3070, which is absolutely insane. How do you even do that in their ultra setting? It's like a RTX 40, the brand new 40 series. This is bad, because I feel like when most people think about PC gaming, they probably think about like, those gamer elitists and content creators, people who usually have some of the best setups of all time. They tend to forget that the average PC gamer isn't running that. I think the average dude who has a gaming PC has a 2060. That's the average person. How do you expect them to play the game if the recommended is a 2030? And this is just absolutely terrible, which is making everyone thinking that the game is going to be poorly optimized, which I really wouldn't be surprised. I think they really want you to play this game on the PS5 because it's, big up to be a PS5 exclusive game. So I think that's their main headline. And companies making bad PC ports isn't off-brand, but this is not what I came here to talk about. I came here to talk about bad dialogue. A lot of footage of the game is coming out, and it shows very bad and cringy dialogue. The dialogue of this game is absolutely terrible. Now, I can't really show footage of it because I heard that the company is going pretty copyright strike heavy if you show too much. It's not good. And this really got me thinking, man, are a lot of shows coming out with bad dialogue? Like, is it just me? But I feel like this is happening more as time goes on. Like, something will release and it will instantly get poop on for either having dialogue that's unfunny, too meta dialogue. It's all the same thing. And also, Velma, the HBO show that recently came out that everyone knows about, everyone talking about, also had comically bad dialogue, and that also got me thinking about this. And I just think it's crazy how I'm seeing this more and more as time goes by. That's the best way to describe Forspoken dialogue. It was kind of like Velma level, where it's like very cringy, and they do one thing which I absolutely hate, and it's repeat the same joke over and over again. This is a trend that I see where for people to do something that equals funny, they'll just make the character say the same thing again and again and again. Like, oh, wasn't funny the first time, it's gonna be the funny 30th time. Like, a good example for them making this joke is, let's say I'm like walking or I'm sitting right now and my chair randomly breaks, and I go like, oh man, my chair broke. Oh look, oh, I cut my leg, now my leg hurts, I got a boo-boo. Now if I want to make a joke, I just keep on saying this over and over again. I just keep on talking about, oh man, my leg hurts, oh man, my leg is so much in pain, oh look how bended it is, oh god, god, my leg. Oh jeez, it hurts. And I make like some meta reference. Oh look, I fell like, and then I fell so goofy like I ragdoll in a game. Ouchie, ouchie, my leg hurts. It has that level of dialogue, which is something that I absolutely hate. And also extremely cringe screaming, the typical thing of, I want to be funny. So to make my character funny, I will make them scream. And man, I just think it's weird that this is becoming a more normal cliche. But one thing that I feel like a lot of people don't bring up when they think about bad dialogue, one thing that always comes to my head will be anime. Anime consistently have really bad dialogue, but the only reason why it's like acceptable is because they speak Japanese. And Japanese is a really cool sounding language. A good example is anime dubs. Dubs in the anime community are really fought back against, and a lot of people don't like dubs. And I know some people say like the voice acting is bad and whatever, but I think most dubs have pretty okay voice acting. Yeah, I know they do have dubs with commonly bad voice acting, but I think the main thing that sells is the dialogue. Most of the dialogue in these dubs will just take the Japanese dialogue and just put it in English and put no effort to change it, which leaves most dubs of characters saying the most strangest, unreal, and goofiest sentences of all time. Because they take sentences that are supposed to be fine in Japanese and put it in English, and then you have characters saying like these absolutely inhuman and bad things. And when I see like dialogue like Forspoken, it makes me think about like anime dubs. Like it feels like dialogue that's not real, and this is just everywhere. This is just something I've been thinking about, and it's just something I want to talk about. My name is Lua. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, do your YouTube thing. I'll have a tour, Lucha Stars. Don't forget to follow it. You have a good day or night. See ya.